I really like the House of Horror elements of this episode. Seeing every Titan basically live their worst nightmare. Seeing the fight between um, Todd and Dick was very, very cool. And I like the fact that Raven really rised above it and eventually got rid of her idiot father, Trigon, because I never liked him from the first place. And I'm really excited to see them fight Deadshot. I thought this was a really solid episode. I really liked the scene between Garth and Jason when Jason was sort of trying to give Todd fighting advice. I did like the interplay between them two. I did like where Hawk and Dove are in their lives. And I did like the introduction of this mystery girl who happens to be the daughter of someone very, very special or someone very psychotic. I really like this episode, especially the scene between Jason and Raven. I really like the fact that we really got to see how powerful she can possibly be or how powerful she can become when she comes to terms with the darkness that she has inside of her. And I also liked the fact that Jason is still a dick and he may have a red hood in his future. This is potentially my favorite episode of the season so far. I love seeing the classic Titans and their interplay between one another, specifically between Robin and Dove. I love seeing these small, tender moments of their relationship and the relationship between, I will call him Aqualad for now, and Wonder Woman's sidekick. That was heartbreaking. I really enjoyed this episode. I like how this episode challenged the Titans on a more personal level, way more than the last episode did. And all you guys know how much I loved the last episode. I loved the mistrust in between the younger Titans and the older Titans, and I love the end battle between Robin and Deadshot, and that ending. Oh my God, they actually did it, or did they? At first, I was very disappointed that this episode disregarded the giant cliffhanger that the previous episode introduced, but I would be remiss if I didn't say that I enjoyed this episode of Discovery that we went on with a certain someone, and I really love the moral implications that this episode introduced, and I thought that the perfect circle at the end was great. This episode featured Bruce Wayne in a way that I wasn't expecting. I like the way that this episode had a psychological impact on all of the Titans, specifically Dick in his search for Deathstroke himself, and also in his search for peace and a little bit of confession for the thing that he did over 5 years ago. This episode was very solid. I love this episode. Learning about Deathstroke's backstory in this particular iteration was fascinating and sort of eye-opening. I kind of felt some sympathy for the psychopath of Deathstroke, and I also loved his son. I thought the actor who portrayed him was great, and that ending, wow, just wow. I really like this episode. Watching Dick really confess uh, and really tell the team all his dirty laundry was kind of heartbreaking. I loved Garth playing Nenny to Superboy, and I loved watching all his growing pains as well. I loved all the stuff between Hawk and Dove. It was a really good episode. I really thought that this episode was a little bit all over the map. Uh, I really don't know where Rachel's storyline is going. I did like the fact that Dick felt the need to punish himself for his digressions with the Titans team in the past. Um, I don't know where Garth's storyline is going with Cadmus, but I'm interested to find out. First off, I love the fact that in this episode, Dick sort of forgave himself for what he's done in the past, and he figured out that Jericho is still alive in the body of his father. That thing with Deathstroke's daughter, like some other fans have speculated, she was working for her father. So I like the fact that she disobeyed her father and decided to go against him. I really enjoyed learning Rose's backstory in this episode, especially about how she got involved with her father. And ultimately, I did like seeing all the plotting behind the scenes about how her father was going to, quote unquote, make the Titans self destruct within the inside. I found that fascinating. And I liked getting teased with Robin's suit. I really think this season finale was rather two season finales, all wrapped into one. I do think the death of Deathstroke was way too fast, and the death of a particular Titan wasn't really earned, in my opinion, because they spent way too much time bringing the team finally together. I think that this season could have been so much more, but it just spent too much time meandering.